What's up guys, DuArktik here with another Marvel Strike Force video, and in this video we are going to talk about Vive Delphine. We are going to take a look at her T4s ISO 8, and we are going to take a look at some gameplay of this character together with her own team. As it seems, a lot of people are not understanding exactly how this team are going to work. Even envoys and content creators, they don't understand exactly how this works out, and there is a lot of questionable information, but we are going through all of that, and I will explain why I think you should play this team in a certain way, taking a look at the whole picture. So as always, if you like the information on this video, make sure you share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you are new to my channel, make sure you subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force content, and make sure you smash that like button. Okay, so let's get started. Let's talk about Vive Delphine. Unfortunately, I don't have Red Star videos to show you. The character was available on Friday for Red Stars. I opened them and I got the first drop or the second, it was her at 5 stars. And the offers then, they were not available, so I had to stop the video in the middle, and then it was like all convoluted. So typical Scopely, they had to ruin a perfect video because I had a great C theory there. But anyway, we are going to take a look at the character. So in terms of the T4s, by the way, you can always check my infographics on my Discord, link will be in the description. You can see right here that I don't recommend the basic and the special, and I definitely recommend the ultimate and the passive. And in terms of ISO 8, I recommend the Striker ISO 8. Now, the reason why I recommend the Striker ISO 8, it's because whenever she does her ISO 8 attack, and this activates whenever the enemies have vulnerability. So whether you use the basic, special or ultimate, she will always do ISO 8 attack in case the enemies have vulnerability. So whenever she does this, she's going to apply 2 deflects to the most injured Bionic Avengers. So this is extremely helpful because this team is going to work out based on mitigation. What that means, mitigation is damage reduction. So we'll have offense down on the enemies, we'll have defense up on ourselves. We are also going to have barrier, we are also going to have additional health, and we are also going to have deflects. This is what is going to make this team to work and this team to survive, is to have all that mitigation. Because if you are expecting this ability to heal by a lot, it's not going to be the case, because even that there is a lot of energy flow, it's not that much. Okay, so all of these effects that I'm talking about, they come from Hulkbuster or Nutbuster, and you can see right here that whenever he does the basic attack, he also gives 5% barrier to the entire team. This is why I also recommend him to be a striker, because every time you use any of his abilities, he's going to get barrier to the entire team. Then he is also going to apply offense down to the enemies for 2 turns, and you can extend this on the second turn of Iron Man. Whenever this character will be released, I will show you the perfect rotation with this team. But yeah, we'll have this offense down that we can extend, and then this guy will have energy again when the other one is expiring. So this is going to be very important to make this combo to go right. We are getting additional barrier, and then on the ultimate we are also getting additional barrier. So it's going to be very important that we use and abuse of this situation, because otherwise you are going to have some problems with survivability. This character also gives additional health, and this is going to compensate the passive of V-Vision that is going to give additional armor to the team. So this is another type of mitigation. It's additional armor that reduces the damage that is not piercing. So this is very, very important. Okay, so in terms of the T4s, you want to do the passive, as you just mentioned, because of the additional armor. And then on the ultimate, you also want to do the T4, because it changes the amount of negative effects that you flip from 2 to all on the Bionic Avengers. And this is going to be extremely important, because this can also be a source of defense up, this can also be a source of offense up, this can also be a source of regeneration. Yes, this ability is going to provide more healing than the passive of V-Vision if you use it on the right time. If your team is full of bleeds, use this ability and then your team will be full of regeneration. So it's very important that you use this T4 in the context of raids. Okay, so as you can see, very important. Now, in terms of the special, single target damage, it doesn't increase any additional functionality, so completely useless. And then on the basic, you can get this assist from vision. Some people are considering using vision as a skirmisher, completely meaningless, and we'll talk about that in a second. But then you do the triple tap. So are you going to make V-Vision a striker or a skirmisher? Some people are making Vision a striker. Why? It makes no sense. V-Vision or Viv Delphine, she gives deflects. So why would you make Vision a skirmisher? You should make the other way. Why would you make Vision a striker? You should make the other way around. So Viv a striker and Vision a skirmisher. But as it seems, very smart content creators that are doing the opposite. They are making Vision a striker and Vision a skirmisher when it should be the other way around. It's very funny, but that's the way it is. Okay, so that's in terms of T4s. I think it's the way I explained is very clear that the reason why you want each of the T4s and why it's so important, the basic attack. Now, in terms of the ISO weight, it's very convoluted. So some people are considering Raider because you want to increase the damage output. If you kill your enemies faster than they kill you, then you win. The problem is that some of these characters are very, very slow. Iron Man, V-Vision, Hulkbuster, and even Vision is quite slow. So that means that your enemies will kill you faster than you will kill them. So this is why you need the barrier, this is why you need the deflects, this is why you need all this additional mitigation to stand up to the damage, and then you can retaliate. And so Raider, I understand that more damage output, it just doesn't work in practice. Then a skirmisher, it doesn't make any sense to use skirmisher because this team, the Bionic Avengers, they are the team with the highest focus in the game. Vision gives 50% more focus to all allies in raids, and in total they will have 40,000 focus, which is it's unthinkable. It's the team with the highest focus in the game, so it's unnecessary to have them as a skirmisher unless you want to remove positive effects. But Vision already removes positive effects with his ultimate, so it's unnecessary. So if skirmisher is unnecessary, if Raider, the characters are just too slow for Raider, then we have healer and you have striker. Striker, I just mentioned, whenever you use any of Vision abilities, she's going to give deflects to the allies because of the striker ISO 8. It activates that functionality of giving deflects to the most injured Bionic Avenger, and they stack up. They can go all the way to 5, so that's very convenient. Now, in terms of healing, we have 3%, and the healer ISO 8, it increases the healing by 28%. So if you're increasing 28% of 3%, that's literally nothing. It's 50% of 0, it's still 0. 10,000% of 0 is still 0. And it's the same case here. The healing that the passive provides is not enough to sustain the team. So you really want, what is better? To heal 1% more, so instead of 3% you are healing 4%, or reducing the incoming damage from the enemies by 25% because of the additional deflects. Obviously, the deflects are going to be more important. So this is why it doesn't make too much sense, and I don't think there are many arguments to say the opposite. Well, once again, what makes more sense? Reduce 25% of the incoming damage or increasing the healing by 1%? It's just maths, it just doesn't make any sense. And this is why the recommendations for ISO 8 that I give for V-Vision is Striker. It's because of all these additional deflects that she can provide to the team. Okay, so let's continue. We already took a look at Hulkbuster, yes. We already took a look at the ISO 8, the infographic, and so on. So now let's take a look at some gameplay for V-Vision, and let's take a look at a few matches. So I'm going to use Yo-Yo here because she also applies offense down, and that's what Hulkbuster is going to provide. So we are going to face the Black Order, which is not an easy team, and on Blitz at 8.3. So they will have 10 more levels, they will have one more gear tier, and they will have also additional yellow stars and red stars. So you can see right here, we have bleeds, we have offense down, and we have defense down, and we are going to flip those bleeds and those negative effects into positive effects. Okay, so we are not going to use this ability, obviously, because all of them have counter and we have defense down, so we are going to get destroyed. So if you do that, it would be pretty dumb. Now with the basic, you can see right here that V-Vision did the assist, and she gave deflects to Deadlock, and this is why you want to have her as a striker. So whenever she does the ISO 8 attack, she is providing different deflects to everyone else. Very, very important. Okay, there we use the ultimate to provide energy for our characters. It also provides a little bit of healing. And you can see right here, the deflects, they are doing a lot of effects. The attack from Thanos didn't do that much damage because of it. Okay, so now we are going to provide more energy. So this is the perfect position for this team, is to have Deadlock here, giving energy to Vision and to V-Vision, because Vision also gives more energy to V-Vision. So this is the preferable positioning for the characters. And then you want Hulkbuster next to Vision, because Vision is the only character with a high dodge chance. Okay, so now I'm going to use one of these abilities. I'm going to use the basic attack. And she didn't provide the deflects because she died, otherwise she would provide the deflects. But as you can see, even against Black Order, which is a complicated team usually for raid teams, it's not easy. Even with Astonishing X-Men, they don't do very well with it. And we were able to beat it, and with the Hulkbuster, it's going to be even better, because you'll have additional 50% HP and also additional barrier. Very, very important. Okay, let's go for the second match. So the second match starts right here, and we have some beefy characters. I think we have, we have Thor, Captain America, we have also enemy Iron Man. So let's take a look at the big damage from Deadlock. It does really, really high damage, it's very important. And now we can ability block or do the ultimate. I prefer to do the ultimate in raids, because it also turn rewinds the enemies. But here we are going to apply ability block to Thor, because we don't want him to do any funny stuff. So you can see right here that the deflects are being applied to Yo-Yo. Because she's not a Bionic Avenger, she only gets one deflect every time that ability activates. But you can see the damage output is great, and the sustain, the healing is decent enough. But once again, you are really, really relying on these defense subs, deflects, and so on. Okay, let's move on to the next match, and now we have a match a little bit harder. So we have Supernatural with the Hulk, and you'll see that once again the damage is really one of the best things of this team, if you can keep up with the speed. So we have those deflects on Strange Supreme. Now we have these bleeds, and you'll see that we are going to flip these bleeds into regeneration. Unfortunately, like V-Vision, she's just a little bit too slow. I wish she had a mechanic like Dazzler that makes her go faster whenever the allies have negative effects. Okay, so we are going to apply more bleeds to the enemies. You can see that this team, in terms of damage output, it just wrecks. Even Vision does tons and tons of damage. So now we are going to use the ISO 8 attack in order to apply the flex for the team. You can see we flip the bleeds into regeneration, and you can see Vision now, he has 2 additional deflects. So this is extremely important, because once again it's going to reduce the damage by 25%, and we also have the additional dodges from Vision. So this is just great, and you can see the team really, really wrecks. Okay, so now let's take a look at a little bit longer match. And yes, I know that I have Vision with the Skirmisher ISO 8, but I used this in the past and I didn't change it since then. But like I said, Skirmisher is not the worst option if you have V-Vision as a striker, but I think he should be a raider because he really has insane amount of focus. So let's take a look at this team in Dark Dimension 2 and see exactly how this team works out in terms of the turn order and so on. So we spam the ultimate with this guy, with the Deadlock, and you just want to spam the ultimate with Vision as well to turn rewind the enemies. If you are in raids, you are going to turn rewind. Okay, so now we have those bleeds. We are going to turn that into regen. So we don't have anyone with the vulnerability, so we are not going to be able to provide some deflects. That's fine. Let's extend all those bleeds and those blinds. Look at the damage. The damage of this team is just insane. We are going to taunt with the Hulk. We do the same with the Nutbuster. And the Hulk keeps slapping. Unfortunately, I think Hulkbuster doesn't have this functionality. Now we're going to provide more energy to adjacent allies. And now with Vision, we are also going to slap there and give more energy. So it's good enough for the sustain of the team. Now this ability, it also does ability block. We have this guy with the vulnerability. Let's see if we can double tap. We can't. Okay, cool. But she gave the deflects to Hulk. You can see right there that she gave the deflects. Now let's get more energy for the team. So Vision and Deadlock getting more energy. We should be able to do, yeah, we can do the special once again. So every other turn, you can do the special of a Deadlock and also his ultimate. Let's see in terms of Vision if she's ready to do her ultimate once again. So not this turn, but the turn after. So let's attack now someone with vulnerability so we can get more deflects. So 1 deflect to Hulk, 2 deflects to Hulk. Once again, if it's a Bionic Avenger, it's going to give double of the deflects. So instead of 2, it will be 4. Okay, so let's slap that guy. Let's give some energy. It gives energy in raids if you do that ability. Now let's apply the offense down, and we are going to assist with Vision. And we got 2 deflects on Deadlock, as I mentioned before. Now we have this guy. Let's do the ability block and give more deflects. So now we have 4 deflects on Deadlock. So this is very, very impressive. The mitigation is really outstanding. Okay, let's slap this guy. So as you can see, like this team, it's not about the healing because it doesn't provide a lot of healing. It's really about having all these deflects, having the defense ups and flipping the negative effects into positive effects when you actually have something useful to flip, because if you have nothing to flip, you shouldn't use the ability unless you want to apply blind. So for example here, we are going to use the ability to flip that, but also to apply blind to make sure that the enemies don't have any funny stuff to do to us. Now, should you consider maybe bringing Shuri instead of Vision? That's a possibility. Shuri provides the defense up constantly, which is something this team doesn't have. And she also provides energy, she also provides additional healing. And the team does not require to have 5 characters. It actually requires only to have 3 characters. So there is a possibility there that maybe you don't want to use Vision and you rather use Shuri. It's a possibility, it's something that we have to consider in the future whenever we are doing Doom 3.2 or 3.4 or whatever. It's something we have in mind because Shuri will provide the defense up constantly and also the deflects. She will not get a barrier from Hulkbuster, but I think it's something that we should have to, we need to have into consideration in order to increase the effectiveness of this team. So yeah guys, that's going to be the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. First look on Vision and how I think her kit is going to work, what can we do with it, and the potential of this team. Is it going to be the best raid team ever, like the Web Warriors were back in Doom 2? We'll have to wait and see. Without Hulkbuster, we really can't tell because he completely changed the team with additional HP, offense down on the enemies, and a barrier to the team. So it's really gonna change how this team works when he'll be around. And we'll be here to make videos on that whenever he arrives, so stay tuned for that. And that's gonna be the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you smash that like button, and if you found the video helpful, make sure you share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force content, and I will catch you guys later.